Hey, I'm Jakira Black, and it has been some time since I last did a video. I've been busy. So today I decided that I'm going to do the 5 first chapters tag to choose a book that I like. So I'm going to read the first 5 chapters of 5 books, and then at the end of the video I'm going to decide which of those chapters I actually like the best, and I will read that book next. So let's start with, this is the first book. I've got no idea what the series is called, but this is A Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. It's alternative dimensions for London's red London, white London, black London, and another London. I can't remember what the other, grey London, which I think is our London. So yeah, I'm going to read the first chapter of this and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've read the first chapter of this. I'm not overly impressed. It's mainly just setting up. There's no action happened. The only thing that's happened is this person who can travel between worlds has travelled between worlds and has talked to someone in Grey London, our London, and then has gone back through to another world, and that's all that happened. It's just like information and set up. I do want to read this book. I've got all 3 from the library, but I'm not impressed with the first chapter, so we'll see. Okay, so next book is The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torr. This is I think it's a thriller. It's about a girl who strips online, but another girl, a young girl, goes missing, and she thinks that possibly it's one of her clients. But the thing about this girl is she doesn't leave her home, her flat. She hasn't for years, and the blurb said, and she hasn't killed for years. So obviously she is someone that's killed in the past, and maybe she's staying at home, so she doesn't have the desire to kill. But this child goes missing, and she thinks it's this client of hers. So therefore, you know, there's going to be fun. So I will read this first chapter and then I will come back. Okay. First and foremost, this book is definitely an adult book. I do not recommend this for anyone under about 16, 18. The first chapter is rather explicit. I would say in a way it's a little bit like erotica, the first chapter, but maybe I'm just really innocent because I haven't read erotica. So, but the thing is, obviously this is a thriller. This isn't, you know, the reason I'm reading this is for the fact that she's a killer and everything. So I am intrigued. I am a little bit shocked, but I am intrigued. So yeah, this is a possibility more than Darker Shade of Magic. Right, so next up is another book that I've had for some time. This is Hold Back the Stars by Katie Kann. Basically, this is about 2 teenagers that are in space. They're in their space suits and they're trapped in space. It takes place over 90 minutes and they've got 90 minutes of air left. So I'm going to read the first chapter and I will see what I think. Okay. Okay, so they're in space, in the spacesuits. They have 90 minutes of air. They've been trying to work out if there's some way back to the ship. I don't know exactly how. There's some sort of accidents happened on the ship and they've been thrust out into space. They don't have any way to get back. They don't have new nitrogen boosters or anything, and they're just drifting. They've managed to grab hold of each other so they are together, but they both, oxygen canisters are leaking and they've got 90 minutes to live unless they're rescued. I really like this first chapter. It's it's just really intriguing. It's scary, very, very scary. The thought of sort of being trapped like that and no escape, and you know, maybe you've got 90 minutes left to live, is horrible. But yeah, this is really, I really, really like that. But I think I probably still prefer The Girl in 6E, not because of its raciness, but the potential and the writing. This makes me feel panicky, and I could do with not feeling panicky at the moment because I've got assignment due and I've got other stuff to do. So okay. So next up is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is the first book. I've actually got the second book. This is some sort of Roman story. I don't really know that much about it. It's definitely set in the Roman era, I think. So yeah, I'll read the first chapter of this and then I'll be back. Okay, first and foremost, not Rome. I think it's alternative universe or something. I don't think it's in Earth at all. It is sort of seems like an empire sort of setup. Basically, there's some mystery. There's some involvement. There's like Galen and his brother. He's involved in something, but he's not working with the Empire. The Empire killed their parents. And there's guards at the door, and they flee, and maybe they get captured, or maybe they don't. I suppose, yeah. I do like this, but I do feel a little bit confused because I don't really know that much about it from reading that first chapter. Yes, there is a hook. It is quite an interesting hook, but is it enough? I'm not sure. Okay. So last up is a nice little thin book. This is called We Who Are About To by Joanna Russ, and it's something about people are on a spaceship and there's a problem and the passengers are ejected to and land on a planet and they have to survive. This doesn't seem to have chapters in, so when I was looking at it earlier I was thinking, my goodness, would I have to read the whole lot? It is very short. It is 119 pages, so you know, obviously I would get through this very, very quickly. This is a book that is supposed to be quite a classic science fiction story. I don't know when it was written originally. It says 1976, so it is quite an old story. So I will read the first section of this and then come back. Okay, so I've read some of this until a break. It's really interesting. It is very, very interesting. What I've read so far, there doesn't seem to be any dialogue. I don't know if there's dialogue. Yes, there is dialogue later on, but there's none so far. It is, you know, these people are on a planet together. I think it was 5 women and 3 men, and talking about a little bit about who they are. But yeah, 5 women and 3 men. But it's almost disjointed sentences, which really work in an almost poetic way, maybe. I think that this book will be quite hard, even though it's very short to read. But I think it will be an enjoyable read. So that's the last chapter, first chapter. So here are the books all together, and which will be the one that I choose. I think that I am going to choose this one, The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torr. Now, I think this is going to shock me because the details are a little bit explicit, to say the least. But it is the book that intrigued me most because she's talking about, you know, this man is evil and he doesn't realise that she's evil, and you know, it's intrigued me quite a lot. So yeah, this is the one that I'm going to read next. I might even do a book review on it, I don't know. But yeah, reading this next. Okay, bye.